and I just thought, he doesn't know my name. That'll be worrisome. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to what I hope will be a very extraordinary night. We live in such uncertain times. Anytime anybody leaves the room, I'm like, will they come back? Will they be okay? Will they show up? And we've had a week of some peculiar goings-on, and I'm so happy to say, if the show is anything like the last 2 days of rehearsals have been, you're going to have an amazing time, because they've just been amazing. I usually like to talk from the house at this moment, but I decided I would come up here because I had an unusual occurrence yesterday. I was walking down the street, and Richard J. Alexander called me on the phone. Now, I don't know if any of you know Richard J. Alexander, but he is Barbara's longtime co-director for her concerts. And about 5 years ago now, maybe 4 years ago, my good friend Alan Rich, who is with us here tonight, a singer, songwriter, a very prestigious songwriter who's been in the Barbara show several times, had Barbara recorded a song, connected me to Richard and Jay Landers, Barbara's longtime CD producer. And that night, 5 years ago, they showed up by surprise with a letter from Barbara, who had heard about the event, and were sent the most beautiful letter. Daniel, you could put it on the screen if you would, please. And it was a very amazing moment. And they watched the whole show, which in those days I would go on a little too long. I mean, in the old days, these the Barbarathon, as we called them, were about maybe 3.5 hours. Tonight, we're going to be 2. I'm absolutely sure. Just think it's 2 episodes of Netflix, and you'll be fine. You'll make it. It'll be fine. Anyway, so they watched the whole show. They hung out afterwards for like an hour and talked to everybody, and they could not have been more wonderful. So anyway, I'm walking down the street, and Richard J. Alexander calls me and said, Barbara wants to make sure to acknowledge what you guys are doing tonight. She loves this, and she said she had all these things planned, and she like changed her whole afternoon and went upstairs to her study by herself and wrote a letter to us and went through all this hazarai to get it sent to us. And I received it first as an email, so I want to share with you what Barbara wrote 24 hours ago. And I'm being very dignified about it, but inside I'm screaming my head off. And I cried a little. And I cried a lot. And I just wanted to say thank you to Richard J. Alexander and Jay Landers, because they actually had said, he's doing it again. We really should do something, because it meant a lot to everybody that she acknowledged. And she said, absolutely. And she jumped in, and it was all her motivation to want to reach out. So here's what Barbara wrote on May 6th. I just want to say that I own 2 letters now that start Dear Clifford and end Love Barbara. So basically I can die. And so, Dear Clifford, just as in past years, I'm deeply touched that you and your colleagues have chosen to celebrate my birthday again in the very best possible way, by giving to others. The work that you all do on behalf of Project Angel Food is vital. So many of the things we take for granted, a hot meal, a clean living space, access to medical care, and a friendly face to feel connected to the world, are sadly absent in the daily lives of those less fortunate. In addition to providing these basic needs, Project Angel Food helps restore the very essence of human dignity by giving to people who need people. And as another song goes, somehow, someday, somewhere, we'll find a new way of living. But until then, it's comforting to know that the angels at Project Angel Food are watching over. With my thanks and appreciation, and yes, it says, love, Barbara. All right.